Welcome. We are exploring steps for Vedic Mathematics Referencer. We were at the features of Volume 7. Volume 7, as we have seen, concentrates upon the mathematical domain of Ganita Sutra 7 and Ganita Upsutra 7. As we have noticed in the previous session, that the volume 7 may be taken as the initiation volume for having simultaneous applied values parallel to the pure values of Vedic mathematics systems. The present day approach, as it is on the one hand, is somehow conditioned with the linear progression, and as a result thereof, when the modern mind is trying to approach the existence phenomenon within human frame, particularly regarding the circulation of the blood, the organization of the heart, the other organs of body, and many connected aspects thereof, then the limitations of the modern system are inherently inbuilt into it. It is this inherent inbuilt conditioning which puts us at a caution. Sadhakas fulfilled with intensity of urge to be parallel with Vedic systems shall begin with the mathematical domain of Sutra 7 and Upsutra 7. Sutra 7, Sankalna vyavkalna bhyam. Sankalna is the formulation which is of TC value 30, and value 30 is equal to 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9. It is of hypercube 8. And vyavkalna is the formulation of TC value 34, which is of organization 7, 8, 9, 10. It is hypercube 9. As such, the Ganita Sutra 7 is approaching the existence phenomenon simultaneously as H8 hypercube 8 and H9 hypercube 9. We know that 9 space plays the role of the origin of an 8 space. As such, the reach of this mathematical domain is going to be a very different domain, a very big applied range of values, and for it we can begin with that we have to start with the core of the earth, and Vedic systems approach it by having its coordination with the orb of the sun. So from earth to sun, there is a state coordination. There is a flow from orb of the sun of its reach up till core of the earth. Now, the earth means Prithvi, and core of earth would mean the earth kendra, Prithvi kendra. The value Prithvi kendra is of TC values 25 and 23 of summation value 48, with 48 having an organization 2 cross 4 cross 6, which is parallel to the dimensional flow within 6 space domain, from 6 space to 4 space to 2 space. So from 6 space as domain, there will be a reach up till 4 space as dimension, and then at 2 space, which will be dimension of dimension. We know that value 6, 4 and 2, which is a transcendence flow within 6 space domain, is parallel to the formulation Rishi and therefore it is the basic formulation, and it is this formulation in terms of which our Ekadhikel Purve, the beginning sutra, is having a reach, inward reach. It is this inward reach which is going to be the first and the basic applied value of the Vedic systems. Students, sadhakas, scholars who are interested to glimpse, imbibe and chase the applied values of Vedic mathematics, they shall approach with volume 7 Sankalna Vyavkalna Bhyam and see how the core of the earth and the orb of the sun stand coordinated. We know that 4 space is a seat of the origin of 3 space. So at the core of the earth is a seat of a 4 space. So hypercube 4 is the format for the core of the earth, and hypercube 7 is the seat of the orb of the sun. So this coordination is from 4 space to 7 space, and we know that 4 space to 7 space would mean 4, 5, 6 and 7 of value 22, which is the value of hypercube 6. This coordination of the core of the earth with orb of the sun is the coordination of 4 space in the role of origin of earth to 7 space to the role of the origin of the sun. And we know that 7 space in fact would mean a pole star. So from core of the earth means from 4 space, the coordination is to take us up till the pole star. It is this coordination which is of the format of hypercube 6, and we know within hypercube 6 there is a miring rod which is constituted by the representative regular bodies of 1 to 6 space, that is of hypercubes 1 to hypercube 6. This coordination of hypercubes 1 to 6, we know a parallel values range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, which is of value 21. Now along this format, this 5 space which is at the transcendental boundary of 6 space, it is to flow. So it is a space, it is the Akash Tattva. Akash Tattva, the 5th element, the transcendental boundary of 6 space. So we will be having this 21 multiplied by 5 is equal to value will be 105. This value, and we know that 6 space is having a dimensional frame which is of value 6 into 4 is equal to 24. So this flow, this transcendental flow is going to be of a value 105 plus 24 is equal to 109. Now see that from the core of the earth would mean from value 48 to the value 33. So from the orb of the sun, the flow up till the core of the earth is of the range of values 48 to 33. This is 16 steps long range. It is going to constitute 8 folds, and these 8 folds are going to be of value 81 each, because 48 plus 31. So multiplied by 8 is equal to 648. So it is this value 648 of which the range is going to be, the flow range is going to be of value 129. The balance is going to be the value 519, And we know 519 is the precise value of the letters of Ganita Sutras and Ganita Upsutras. A long chain of steps have been quickly traced. Now, for proper comprehension, we should chase it phase by phase. We are at initiation of the applied values of Ganita Sutras mathematics. For it, as we have pointed, we shall initiate ourselves with volume 7. We shall initiate ourselves with the mathematical domain of Ganita Sutra 7 and Ganita Upsutra 7. Ganita Sutra 7, we have seen, is Sankalna, vyavkalna, bhyam. The simple rendering for the formulation Sankalna is addition, accumulation, compilation, having a flow within and having a collection. So it is inward flow from the orb of the sun into core of the earth. So flow from orb of the sun into core of the earth. We know that orb of the sun is a seat of origin of 6 space. 7 space plays the role of origin of a 6 space. 7 space is the manifestation format of a pole star. Pole star is a source of a black matter. As such, there happens to be a flow of a black matter. This black matter flow from orb of the sun, means from the pole star into the sun, within the domain of the sun, and this flows further into and have a reach up till the core of the earth. The core of earth would mean that 4 space at the seat of the center of the earth, 4 space as origin seat of earth. 4 space is the domain, is the creative domain within which there happens to be a flow of the black matter. So from pole star to the earth there is a flow of a black matter. This black matter, while passes through the domain of the sun, it carries along with it a light. That is why the formulation light, as it is, if is chased for its internal organization in terms of NVFs, and it is equal to half black. So this light is in fact is a half black. It is a fluorescence which is riding the black matter. So black matter flows from orb of the sun through the domain of the sun, means through the 6 space domain, which is framed within a creative dimensional frame, a dimensional frame of 6 creative dimensions. So the black matter from origin of the sun, from orb of the sun, when is to be through the domain of the sun, it would mean that it is to be through the dimensional frame of 6 space domain. The dimensional frame of 6 space domain is a dimensional frame of 6 dimensions of creative order, means 4 space plays the role of dimension of 6 space. There are as many as 6 creative dimensions. So 6 multiplied by 4 becomes the 24, becomes the value of the dimensional frame. So this black matter, which has a flow through the domain, and flow through the domain would mean flow through a sthapatya miring rod as a synthetic setup of hypercubes 1 to 6. This flow through 6 space domain from within a creative dimensional frame becomes a transcendental phenomenon as 6 space, the sun, our solar universe, is enveloped by Akash Tattva. Akash Tattva is the 5th element. means the fifth five space, transcendental space, is enveloping the solar universe. So this space is a transcendental space as the enveloping boundary of our solar universe. So within this transcendental enveloping boundary of our solar universe, the flow along this Sthapatya miring rod synthesized by hypercubes 1 to 6, as we have seen, gives us value 5 into 21, which is equal to 105. This together with the value of the creative dimensional frame of 6 dimensions of value 24 leads us to value 129. Now it is this value 129 which creates a format along which the Ganita Sutras text of 16 sutras and 13 Upsutras, the 29 sutras are providing the coverage, processing process, the mathematics, the technology, the tools, the processing steps, the logistics. So the logistics, mathematical logistics is of the sorry